Hello, and thank you for taking the time on your very busy schedules to join me today. I hope that there is something within this video that is of benefit to you or to somebody that you know. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Please follow us on alternative sites such as Rumble or Locals. It's free to join those. You can find us there under DNL Mentors, the letter N as opposed to the ampersand sign. And you can also find us on Minds and Getter. We are wicked, corrupt, and selfish people. If anything, we can see it in those that are supposed to be leading us. And it is through the grace of God that we are forgiven. As we work and toil over this life, we receive our rewards by living a life of intentionality that requires us at times to step outside of our comfort zone. We receive our rewards by living a life of intentionality that requires us at times to step out of our comfort zones. For me, it is, in part, the videos I do. So it was I found myself thinking about something Senator Warnock said about how he thought is a follower of Matthew 25. But he's not the first that I've heard make this claim. He will still push the concept that black power has been held back by white supremacy. But I'd ask you, you claim to be a direct follower of Matthew 25, say 31 through 46. Do you add value to others? Do you do the minimalist need to help, or do you add value? Do you add value to those around you? Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. So too, when you clothe him or feed the poor, are you doing it in a way that feeds them for a day and keeps them where they are? Or do you do it to add value to them and help them to find a way to help them learn to fish or make their own clothes? Again, something a little hard to do in this day and age, but sewing is a talent. Being a seamstress, you can still make clothing and sell them. Anyways, the list goes on. But as we are beings of free will, you can't force them to learn. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Pray for them, for they are sadly blinded and in darkness, now and forever, unless they make the willful change. But they have to desire such change. Many people view leadership the same way they would view success, hoping to go as far as they can to climb the ladder and achieve the highest position possible. And in this day and age, hold the ladder up behind them. But contrary to most thinking, the bottom line in leadership is not how far we advance ourselves, but how far we advance others. The way would then more promote the idea that is achieved by serving others. All relationships either add or subtract from a person's life. Are you making things better for people around you? If you are not adding to those around you, then you are subtracting. Often subtractors do not realize that they are subtracting from those around them. About 90% of the people who are subtractors from others do so unintentionally. Kind of like those who say that as long as they do no harm to others, they can do what they want. People do not recognize their negative impact on others. Obviously, 90% of those who add to others do so intentionally. Why? Because human beings are selfish by nature. Being an adder to others requires you to go outside your comfort bubble and think about how you can add value to others. Albert Schweitzer once said, "Seek always to do some good somewhere. Every man has to seek his own way to realize his true value. You must find some time to devote to your fellow man. For remember, you do not live in a world all your own. Adding value to others' lives changes lives. One way to add value to others is to truly value others. Love your fellow man. Effective leaders go beyond not harming others. They intentionally help others. To do so, you must value people and demonstrate that you care in such a way that others know it. A good mindset to have is you should be open, trusting, caring, offering help, and willing to be vulnerable. Leaders who add value by serving believe in the people before the people believe in themselves and serve others before they themselves are served. I know Matthew 25 is a parable and not meant to be taken literal. But are we not to take those who claim to follow Matthew 25 as serious followers of the way? Another way to add value to others is to make yourself more valuable to others. There are plenty of ways I can think of. Learning skills, using that, letting others know that you are here to help them, and when they ask for help, actually helping them, even if it might bother your day. You made the offer, you should follow through. Another way is through personal growth. The more you have been growing personally, the more you will have to offer others. The more you continue to pursue personal growth, the more you continue to pursue personal growth, the more you will have to continue to offer to others. Again, this is something also encouraged in the New Testament. In the way, grow as a person as well, and not just sit there and do minimum. The third thing you might want to do is listen to people. Listen to what they have to say. By listening to people, it shows that you have value in them. The fourth, being that you do what God values. A big part of servant leadership is having no unresolved conflicts with other people. Something that was talked about by Jesus when he was here. Serving others who follow you really purifies your motives and helps you to gain a perspective when you have a servant leader mindset. And it also brings to the surface any impure motives of followers. Anytime you can remove wrong agenda from a leadership relationship, you clear the way for fantastic achievement. Galatians 9:10. And let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. Therefore, we have opportunity. Let us do good to all, especially to those who are of the household of faith. If you want to take the time to look at Matthew 25:14 through 30, it is obvious there the question of adding value can be applied to this parable as well. Backing my previous statement about not just following the word, but do you add value? Do you go beyond what is minimally required? The one being punished in the parable is because he buried the talent. And despite saying, Lord, you can get it without working for it, I get more of the impression that the Lord is upset at the fact that he did not add value to the talent, which is worth about 20 years' salary for a day laborer back then, about 2,000 years ago, by not even putting it in a bank to earn interest on it, to add value to the talent the Lord has given him. But with English being such a funny language, talent, it is just as much that as well. Did you use the gift that God gave you, each to his own according to their own abilities? In Luke 19:11-27, kind of pretty much the same parable, only here we have it starting with Jesus giving a command, and because of fear, the man did not add value or use it to add value to others to what God had given him. So, of course, I have to leave you with some homework. Because of what appears to be an interesting shadow ban, and trying to get the word of the way out, because the FBI is calling white practitioners of the way, are pretty much calling them white supremacists. Hasn't happened yet, but it is definitely implied when you look at Biden talking about the soul of the nation. I did a video on it. Enough said there. With corruption being so blatant that we have everything but the horned figure of the devil giving us our daily news. He's already shown up for an awards show, so why not? Not that that's him, but you get the idea. And YouTube is making it harder for people to find my channel. So I ask you to think for yourself when I ask you Do you just follow and do the bare minimum? Or do you consider the whole New Testament almost as a parable at this point, with far more message than just love your fellow man with conditions? Do you follow and live for this life, or do you follow the way to eternal life? Keep the mindset, keep the faith. Please look for us on Rumble and Locals. It's free to join, and they are more catered towards free speech, but there's no algorithm at the moment necessarily to help promote channels such as mine. So I'll get the word out of where I can. On Locals and Rumble, I'll also be able to take time to do things such as analyze the essay that I was looking at of the law, or to talk about the way and not be worried about quoting the Bible and it being considered hate speech, such as can easily happen on Twitter. If not now, being the time to start speaking up, then when? At what point will we have to worry about quoting the Bible and it being called an incitement to hate, as well on YouTube as it already is on Twitter? So please follow me on the other platforms. As far as this one as well, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Leave a comment down below. Please go ahead and follow us on Rumble and Locals, as well as Minds and Getter under dnlmentors.com, and take a look at our website, dlmentors.com, which is actually our accounting site where all of our clients are actually kept secure, as well as your data is secure and confidential. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy schedules. United we stand, divided we fall. God bless you, and God bless America.